A very good and happy Monday morning to everyone out there. Hope you all had a phenomenal weekend. Landon here with you to bring you your latest weather and night forecast, courtesy of none other than On Target. Taking a look out there, folks, we got this Swato boundary swinging down here just along and south of the Ohio River. We do have a bit of cloud cover that's present across the region. Plenty of sun rays coming up over the horizon, though, with a similar pattern here. With that boundary sagging down here, can't rule out a few isolated showers as we work and progress throughout the day. Maybe an isolated storm chance, but for the most part, we're going to be staying high and dry underneath that big ball of fire. Let's get a look across the region to get things kicked off. We'll look over Barren River Lake, WPBM Skycam. Down in that direction, got a beautiful view with an immaculate sunrise. We're still on night vision with the loss of daytime as we progress closer into the fall season here early on this Monday. D93 Skycam overlooking downtown Bowling Green, showing somewhat of a fog deck trying to build there off of the Barren River. Be aware of that on your morning commute. We do have some patchy areas of dense fog across the entire region. Let's get a look over here at those current conditions, shall we? We have got readings that are located right around the lower 60s in both the temperature and dew point department. Now, folks, as we work throughout this week, we're going to be pushing highs anywhere between the upper 80s to lower 90s each and every afternoon. But the good news is we're going to be looking at keeping our humidity somewhat at bay with dew points not really flexing out of the lower 60s. So if there is a silver lining to take from this continuous pattern, that is what we have been given. Jumping over here and talking about the short-term model guidance, we can look first and foremost at the opportunity of getting a little bit of rain chances in here. We'll look at the latest short-term model guidance here. We'll put this into motion. You'll notice we worked throughout the day, folks, with that boundary that was sagging right along and just south of the river. We can look at a few spotty showers that's going to develop here across the region. It's not going to be nothing widespread by any means, but you can see some of the speckled sprinkles, a few isolated downpours that'll be developing as we work and progress throughout this afternoon. Into the early part of this evening. And then again, as we work into our Tuesday with a similar pattern remaining in check, we got these isolated, very sporadic downpours that develop. Hopefully you will win the rain roulette. Get in on a little bit of rainfall there like we did late Saturday night into the very early morning hours of our Sunday, all right? Now, again, coming along with this is going to be an uptick in temperatures. Are going to be hanging out each afternoon anywhere between the upper 80s, lower 90s. Model guidance pushing us to the upper 80s this afternoon, only making it down to the low and mid 60s again overnight. And then tomorrow afternoon, mid and upper 80s again across the entire region. And then we'll be pushing close to the 90-degree mark as we work into our Wednesday. So that'll be worth taking note of. However, on the dew point front, folks, this is the silver lining that we were talking about. Despite temperatures near 90 degrees, and don't get me wrong, by far and away, still going to feel hot outside in the great outdoors. That is the promise, but it could be much worse like the heat wave that we experienced here last month with dew points firmly located in the 70s to even the lower 80s at times. But take a look here at the short-term model guidance. Lower 60s throughout the entirety of today, and then by the time we roll into this evening, dipping down all the way down between the mid and upper 50s. We work throughout our Tuesday time frame with even lower dew points, fetching down between the upper 40s and lower 50s. So again, on that front, that is some good news that will be coming along with that. Let's get a look at the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere to really give us the breakdown on what's to come during the long term. Here we are looking at today. We've got an omega block that's in place. Landon, what is an omega block? Think of the Greek letter omega. You got this large upper level ridge building right over across the Great Lakes down across the lower Ohio Valley. We got these troughs sent up to our east and a trough sent up to our west, forming the Greek letter omega. This is going to be shifting off of here with more of a Rex blocking pattern with this upper level low that's going to get cut off right across the southeastern U.S. That's what's going to keep us high and dry outside of those isolated downpours and rain showers today into tomorrow. And then late in the week, you will note that that upper ridge finally breaks down, and look at this large pinwheeling upper level low that gets going here across the Great Plains. So beginning late Friday night and then continuing into the Saturday and Sunday time frame, this pinwheeling upper level low will be trying to bring a bit more moisture fetch across the region. It's going to be difficult to come by, but with that being said, it should be just enough with the waves tracking around in the counterclockwise direction of this upper low to give us some sporadic rain and storm chances late Friday night, continuing into our Saturday. But I think Sunday will be the best opportunity of this week to get in on some rain chances out there. Now, we don't have any views of a drought buster, if you will, throughout this week, but let's look at next week, shall we? Here we are rolling into Monday into Tuesday of next week, and you can see the upper level low pulls out, but look at this trough that's really going to dig deep right down into the Central Plains over here into the Missouri Valley. This is looking at roughly 1 week from today on into 8 and 9 days out, all right? This pinwheeling upper level low looks to bring our next significant opportunity at continuous rain showers here across the region. So by the time we roll into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, depending on the exact evolution of this mid and upper level pattern, this pinwheeling upper level low could in fact bring some significant rainfall that we are getting towards desperate need of here across the Wobbles community and the entirety of the Commonwealth, if we're being honest. So folks, hang in there. We get these pinwheeling upper lows that come in here. We got another one that looks to come in on the back side of that right here as we roll into the latter part of next week and the following week even after that. So a long-term period, folks, coming along with that, rain chances and cooler temperatures. Fall will be right here on the horizon before you know it. We got about another week or so before we roll into the official start of the fall season, all right? Jumping back over here and getting a look at the short-term model guidance, we have been given a generalized thunderstorm risk for today. That's for those isolated pop-ups that we were talking about. We might catch a stray rumble of thunder. If you do get that, luck is on your side, folks. Go and buy yourself a Powerball lottery ticket. Looking over out into the tropics, we got a 80% probability of a tropical cyclone formation approaching the U.S. mainland from the south and east. That'll obviously be worth keeping close eyes on. And then closer to here at home, over the course of the next week, not exactly what we want to see, but maybe a 1/4 of an inch, maybe a 1/2 an inch of total rainfall if luck is on our side. This was valid Friday night on into our Saturday and Sunday. This does not include what looks like a better opportunity at rain chances as we roll into the middle part of next week. Full 6-day weather forecast breakdown, severe clear, rain clear if you will, here throughout the vast majority of the work week. Monday all the way through Thursday, upper 80s, lower 90s, but at least the dew point should remain somewhat tolerable throughout that time frame. Underneath partly to mostly sunny skies. You see Friday on into Saturday there, we get a bit more cloud cover and sporadic rain chances. That'll be in response to that upper level low developing across the Central Plains. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Monday morning weather or not forecast. Brought to you by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a great, blessed start to the new work week.